Hey guys, this is my first sword tour video. It's a breakdown of Commando Trooper in PvP with the Assault and Gunnery classes. So if you're more into PvE or just want to watch a healing video, whatever it is, that's not really the one to watch. Shout out to also Max for making me do this. The first few clips in the first, I think it's 4 minutes, aren't as good, so if you want to watch some proper PvP video, then skip to 4 minutes where it shows my Assault Specialist class quite a bit better. Okay, Grab Round is a pretty strong attack. I mean, it does a high amount of damage for the level compared to Charged Bolts, and at the time it's useful. It reduces the armor by I think it's about 20% when it stacks fully, and it reduces your damage taken by about 10%. And that stacks. It also increases the damage done by high impact bolt and demolition round. Okay, so at the time this attack's good. I mean, if you're low level, you're below 50, I'd say. This attack is good. It does high damage and it's useful. But once you hit 50, I think Charge Bolt starts taking over. It does a lot more damage, so it really does make Grab Round pretty useless. One thing I'd say about the class as a whole, because it does rely on Grab Round, it means you're constantly standing still, so you're vulnerable, and it makes it a lot harder for you to attack moving targets. So that's something else I'd like to talk about in the Assault Specialist, which does overcome this difficulty, is that you're more mobile when you're attacking. Another thing that I'd like to mention about the class is the Talentary Concussive Force, because it gives your stock strike a pushback ability and extends the range of concussion charge. The usefulness of this is that you can use it as an interrupt effectively, especially since they removed the global cooldown. Like once you interrupt a move, so if you're casting and you stop it because you see them casting, you can then use stock strike or any of the other interrupts, and this is quite useful. I've noticed that when I've changed to Assault Specialist, it's not that much that I can actually interrupt them, which is a bit of a disadvantage for the Assault Specialist, but Gunnery does have that, and it's something that should be used because I think it's quite helpful. Okay, just to round off, I think the last attack that you do get is Demolition Round, which does a high amount of damage, especially with high impact, with Grav Round or Grav Vortexes. But I'd say the main weaknesses of this spec, well, that you can't really kite with it because you have to stay still, as I mentioned before. So it does make you more vulnerable, and some of the end talent tree points, they're pretty wasted because you don't really use full auto that much, and it basically just buffs up full auto. I know that in Assault Specialist you do use it, but that's only to recharge, and that's an Ionic Accelerator talent tree talent point, which makes the impact bolt come back. So that's, yeah, I didn't really stick with it. I switched over to Assault Specialist, which I'm using now. Okay, I'm just going to cut it there because not a lot does happen that match. It was a pretty boring and easy win. I only put that out there because it was just really just to talk about the gunnery spec. The next clip, a lot more does happen. There are a lot of better clips, and it does show my current spec a lot better. Okay, this is me playing as the Assault Specialist class. I usually just start off by using Incendiary Round because that does a fair amount of damage. I mean, when it crits, it does crit for around 700 to 900, I'd say, damage, which is quite a lot. And then because I have such a high crit chance, it does a lot of damage eventually. So I try and use it on as many enemies as possible. An advantage of this move is you can run around and just like spam it on different people. Because it's a 18-second lasting dot, it means that you can effectively just hit stealth users with it. So once they go into stealth, they'll be hit out of it, and if the enemy's trying to capture, they'll also be hit out of it. Same with if they're trying to run away, get on them out, they'll still be in combat until it's gone. Well, yeah, they'll get interrupted till it's gone. I think another attack is Assault Plastique, which I use a fair amount, and that crits for a comfortable amount. I think it's like 2.7. Same with High Impact Bolt, that crits for a nice chunk as well. I mean, I think later in this video I end up critting for around 3.6k, which is one of the highest I've ever done. And I think that was without Adrenals at the time, I'm not sure. So yeah, at the moment we do end up taking center, left, and the right, and yeah, that was quite nice. One thing I like about the Trooper is that they did give him. I mean, I don't know if any of you play with WoW, but as a hunter you could use flare, so we get some scan ability as a Trooper, which stops stealth, which is quite a handy move to have. One thing I did in the I did early in the video, but I never actually spoke about it, was actually getting on here. My computer's not really that fast, so jumping on there was a bit of a trouble, but yeah, it's just a nice way of a little shortcut, I suppose. You can also stand on that area, which I just jumped off, and then you can view both sides, which is quite handy. Here I'm just spamming incendiary around. I mean, you'll see towards the end of the video, you probably don't think it's doing too much damage, but I have a fair amount of damage towards the end. So well, yeah, what I try to do is high impact bolt, which does a fair amount of damage, and then I do try and reset it with full auto. This works 60% of the time, which is quite high, and it does allow quite a lot of damage to happen. But yeah, most of the time I'm moving around and using using like one of the attacks, because you can use them, unlike with gunnery where you have to be stationary. With this spec you can afford to run around and attack them. This is good because you can kite your enemies effectively, and you can just basically avoid taking damage, and if you're being targeted you can just run away from the attack for a while till it heats off. You can stay in range of your opponents. Yeah, there's loads of reasons why it's good, you know. So yeah, here we just take them out quite nicely. Don't know if I've mentioned this, but yeah, charge bolts at this point in the game is doing more damage than grab round, which wasn't the case before level 50. This is because it's based on weapon damage, and I'm not too sure about the rest of you guys, but yeah, because I've got the champions, the cannon. Because its weapon damage is quite high, it actually does more damage than grab round, so I end up critting more with it. So once I started doing that, I thought, okay, what's the point in me being the spec as gunnery? So I switched over, and then I was like, oh, okay, I like assault specialist a lot more. So yeah, that's what made me change. I mean, before I didn't think that it'd be that helpful having dots up all the time, just having periodic damage. But yeah, it's actually quite nice. So here, I mean, I thought the guy would go down, so I changed targets, but he didn't. So I just started to interrupt them while they're casting. One thing I've got to mention is that this class does not, this tree does not really have that much interrupting ways. It's got the concussion, force, or charge, or whatever it's called. That's nice to have, and along with the cryo grenade. But because there's no stock strike pushback, there's not too much you can do. Yeah, the global cooldown got changed a little bit. Don't know if I mentioned this one. Oh, I have mentioned it, but I think I said it wrong. But yeah, if you're doing a move, there'll be a 1 second cooldown. But if you interrupt that move, it disappears. Whereas before, that 1 second cooldown would carry on, so you couldn't really time your interrupts very well. So yeah, here we just fight it out for a while, do some decent damage, I guess. It's been a nice game actually with the Empire at the moment. With the Republic, normally we end up losing. I don't know what it's like on your server, but on our server, we just normally get taken to the cleaners quite often, and it's just not that fun. But yeah, here we have a nice match. Yeah, so just tell me what it's like on your servers. I'm playing on Starstorm 1, by the way. My character name is Venusaur. I don't know why I think at the time I wasn't really too keen on playing as a trooper. It was just an alt, and I wasn't really serious about the name. But now I don't mind. I've got an alt called Ivysaur as well, which I might just level up through PvP alone. Currently level 13. I do mortar just to get him out of the way. Does a decent amount of damage as well. So yeah, I try to avoid damage as much as possible by just constantly moving around. So yeah, I only die once in this match, which is quite rare for me. Oh, look at that, 3.6k damage. That's one of the highest I've ever got. No, I did use an adrenal, etc. One thing is I found quite useful, biochem is actually really nice, because with a lot of the other classes, with the other crew skills, you can actually get better stuff from PvP, PvE. But biochem, it's got its own nice one. You can use the adrenals that they give in PvP, but I do prefer the ones that they have on offer. So yeah, I think here I get my last raid now. I interrupt their healer or something, and then they just go for me. They're like, they've had enough. But yeah, tell me what you think of the video, guys. This is my first one, as I said before. Share any of your comments with me. What you've got to say about the class. This is just the end of it. I'll come quite nice in the leaderboards there, it's not bad. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you liked the video.